And we are live. Maybe. Can somebody please say something? Can anybody hear me? No, because I thought I pressed the unmute button.
No, you did not. We're over there like, maybe we should message them.
Maybe. Maybe you should message me.
I just started spamming it in chat like I thought we were supposed to. So
that's probably what you're supposed to do, but I was just thinking about it.
Engagement.
I mean,
I also would help if I had Twitch up.
Yeah, that would work too.
It's up now.
But hopefully that's the only technical difficulty that we have. If anybody in chat hears me cutting out or anything like that while I'm talking, let me know. I just got a new computer and had to do the setup and everything like that, so I think the microphone settings are correct, but if they're not, yeah, just let me know. How are all of you?
I'm here.
Wishing I didn't have to go back to work tomorrow. It's always hard to go back after like a 4-day weekend.
Oh.
I hate
so I don't have to go back.
Like,
I hate work.
Like if I have like a 3-day weekend, it completely throws me off my work schedule.
I think you got that backwards. I think your work schedule throws off your personal time schedule.
I mean, yes. 100% yes.
Maybe because I don't necessarily have a personal time schedule. Everything that I do is based around my work schedule.
That sounds a little backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I used to be that way when I was working like 14-hour days every day. And then I realized just how awful that sort of life is.
It is. My work's decided to teach me how to code bots into doing my work for me. Very dangerous thing to do.
So you're coding the bots to delete the company emails.
Yes.
It works.
Can't respond to an email you never received.
Right? Skynet that shit. But yeah, so Fox, or not Fox, wow. Zorro and Tilt are not with us tonight. They are taking care of last minute stuff. So they will be missing from tonight's episode, and I believe episodes for next couple weeks, I think.
At least. I think it's like 3 weeks after this. It's like a month's worth, maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah. They'll be back when they're back.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the last time we were together, I had a bit of another encounter with that hag after a very beaten and clinging to life, what you thought was Rocky, but wandered its way into town, only to find that it was some sort of sand clone, duplicate.
Oh god, we're in Naruto now.
Actually Rocky, but just sand. You're not really sure, but he told you that his actual form was still being held captive by the hag. So the group set out to launch a rescue attempt and came across the hag dumping a bunch of bodies into a very legally distinct Sarlacc pit. That's the only, like, it's either that or the butthole in the sand, whatever you want to call it. But it was just this gaping maw with rows of teeth in the sand. During the fight of which Sylvia was chucked into by a giant flesh snuggie and almost died. Like, you had what, 2 HP left when you exited out the other side?
I had, I think, 11 HP, and then I downed a potion afterwards, but I had no more potions after that, so if one more round was spent inside of that thing, I'd have been dead.
Yeah, because it was doing about 5d12 damage a turn to you.
Jesus.
I mean, at least you're making your saves. It could have been far worse. But yeah, after the fight had concluded, Sylvia recalled hearing and seeing things a little deeper into a pit that this maw sort of led into. As the hag died, the teeth on the pit sort of withdrew, and the muscles around it sort of relaxed, giving you a open hole down at the bottom of the pit to descend down into. But when we last left off, you all were discussing how to go about your next steps here, what you wanted to do. So I think we're just going to pick up with that. As some of you look a little less for wear.
Yeah,
that was-
Sylvia's probably just on the ground, kind of cleaning off her various teeth wounds.
God, I hated that recap.
I'm gonna
Sand
ask
buttholes and flesh snuggies.
I'm gonna ask a very
There's a
stupid
stream
question.
title for you. Or a VOD title. Sand, buttholes, and flesh snuggies.
I'll send the message to Zoro.
Oh,
This episode's already up on YouTube.
Yeah.
she
Well,
can
the
name
last
it still.
episode was. Yeah, true.
What questions you have, Gilly?
Tokumi is back up surface side now, right?
Yes, Tokumi.
Yeah.
Tokumi never went down.
She's- Yeah, she
No,
was.
not Tokumi. Okay, so Tokumi's up here, and then
You mean
Sylvia. She's the
Sylvia.
one that went
Yeah.
down, right?
Yeah, Sylvia is topside because Sylvia got the kill shot on the hag.
Okay, so Sylvia's. Thank you. Sorry, my brain's not braining.
Though she's not looking great.
Yeah, I know the two of them got beat up pretty good. So, you know, why not? Let's go ahead and we'll do a mass healing word. We'll hit everyone.
Actually, Togami looks pretty okay.
Oh, well, we'll still do a mass healing word, so everyone can get.
Oh, there's also something I wanted to show everybody. If you haven't seen it in Discord, thank you to Spiffy for this, but
Oh,
we now have the fucked token.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I love how you chose my character to be the
Yes.
inaugural usage.
I mean, technically, your character was the only one that didn't have an aura around them at the time, so
That's fair. Alright, creature heals additional. Okay, so that's a third level spell, so 2 plus 5. So yeah, I'm rolling.
I knew I forgot something.
9 plus. Yes, 15. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Light of Herona necklace to add more healing points to the healing spell.
Okay.
3 plus. So 25 points of healing to everyone. And we're going to put the necklace in the sun for 8 hours.
That feels much better, thank you.
You're still feeling pretty bad. I can have some more.
I'm good for now. I think we should hold on to some of our reserves here because we don't know what we're about to deal with.
Cams are about to be messed up for a little bit for a second, chat. Just give me a moment. You guys can keep going.
Uh,
There we go.
What are you talking about? We beat the
yeah,
hack.
sure. Well, that doesn't mean we're completely in the clear. We don't know if more of her minions are around.
But and I think there's people down that hole. When I was down there, there was like a chamber or something down there, and I heard voices
Not
calling
a
for help.
stomach?
No, it was like a stone chamber.
Right.
That's
Interesting. How do we get down there?
Rope.
Yeah, I only
The
have
teeth are
50
gone
feet.
now, so
I mean, I have my rope.
maybe,
It says
I
100
also have
feet.
rope.
yeah, we could
150?
tie some lengths of rope together.
Alright, let's do that. And see if we can get down there and help them.
I'm gonna let you guys choose. We could either make it a no, we're gonna make this a group project. So I need a group survival check to tying the rope secure enough.
See if my dice might be better today.
While people are tying the lengths of rope together, I'm going to go over to the edge of the pit and slam my sword down into the ground. And once it's in the ground, I'm going to... Where is it? I got this last level up. Enhanced arsenal. There it is. So I have improved my sword with the immovable property, like an immovable rod. So I'm going to activate that property and then tie the rope to the sword as the anchor.
Okay.
Here.
That is some broken shit right there.
As you
Uh,
set it and jam it in there and set the immovable property on the sword, tying it off, feels secure enough.
I feel like Rochin's gonna need that fucked token a lot sooner than he expected.
And I got a 22 on my survival.
Okay. Azrin, what'd you get?
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. Gilly?
Natural 1 for a total of 8.
Woo! And Smithy.
15.
Okay. You all have tied better knots in your time using rope, but it should hold. You're about 99% sure that this rope is okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
And how many feet of rope do you have? Or are you using 150?
150?
Okay. Luckily enough, that is the length from the rim of the hole down into the pit to the...
All right.
No time like the present. Astra's gonna go down because she's worried about the people down in the pit. So, unless someone's gonna stop her, she's gonna head down.
Nope. I'm gonna go down last.
All right. And go ahead.
I'm just gonna say I'll stay at the top with like one hand on the rope until a couple people go down, just in case the knot that I made on my sword slips. But if it looks like it's gonna hold after a couple of people have gone, then I'll go down too.
Yep. It looks like it'll hold perfectly fine. And since you all pretty much made the success on the rope check, I don't need you to roll anything to climb down the rope. Just do it.
Max is going to stay topside. He's not a healer, and he is not super confident about that knot he tied.
Okay.
Asha was perfectly confident about the knot she tied.
Asha, that was probably the best knot you've ever tied.
Yeah. I've never done anything better in my life.
All right. So we've got Asha and Tokimi and Sylvia going down. And Max, you're going to stay topside?
Yeah, I'll stand guard in case, you know, any hags minions show up or whatever.
Okay.
Dark down here, isn't it? Let's pull out.
So, as all of you begin to descend this rope, the first 40-45 feet or so, you're just going past the flesh-lined wall of this pit. And you can feel just the heat just emanating off of this thing. And every now and then you can swear you see it twitch. But thankfully, the grace of whatever gods you worship, you pass through this pit and then down lower into this uncomfortably cold, very large stone room. The first 30 feet down past the edge of the flesh pit, it's almost pitch black. The only thing you can make out below you is just a small scattered gathering of lights. And the for lack of a better word, impressive pile of bodies underneath as you slowly begin to descend down to the floor. The unfortunate few that were scattered down this pit first, you could see limbs and like other extremities just like scattered about the floor from the fall from the impact. But as the bodies began to pile up, more and more began to maintain their shape. Probably about 15 feet off the ground, that's when the stench hits you. Not just rotting meats, but an all too familiar sense to you, Asha, of undeath, of decay, of if it had a taste, the unholy. Just something that just leaves a very acrid taste in the back of your throat.
With that smell hitting and her recognizing it, before we reach the bottom, she's going to go ahead and use the light spell that's in the necklace.
Okay.
To try and light it up down here to get a visual on what's happening.
So as you take the light out of the necklace and cast it down, where are you casting it at specifically? Like, are you
the
putting
bottom of the rope?
Like just like right on the bottom of the rope?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you do, it illuminates the area around you, and you can see just various peoples of different sizes and different races just scattered in this corpse pile. There is no doubt within your mind that any of these individuals are still alive, though you can hear the groans and the cries of pain from deeper inside of what sounds like survivors. But as you cast this light down on the rope, you do notice that quickly shying away from it are these small, probably 3-foot creatures, all with like these white linen sort of over the tops of their heads, and you can only see these pale blue eyes sort of peering out, and just gray, almost shriveled feet with just like very long nails, keeping away from the light almost as if it's harmful.
If they're staying out of the light, I'll finish the climb down and because I'm the first one down, everyone else has to follow me. But I'll make sure to point out to the others when they get down, these creatures, so that they're aware that they're there on the fringes of the light.
And as Asha pointed out, you can see that the full circle of light that is projected from this light spell is surrounded by these creatures. They don't look agitated. They don't look aggressive. Though they look nervous. It's like they keep like taking little stutter steps back and forth, like towards the mound and back away right as they reach that lip where the light is.
Do you know what those are, Asha? Do you recognize them?
Can I tell what kind of undead they are?
Go
Or I
ahead.
just know that they're undead.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, but with your wisdom instead of your intelligence.
Okay.
How the hell do I set dark mode?
8. My dice are not nice tonight.
You're not 100% sure. You could have sworn that you've read about these creatures before. You could have sworn that you've seen them in various tomes where you were studying to be a cleric, but their name escapes you.
I don't recall what they're called at this moment, but I know there's some form of undead.
Do you think they understand language? Like we could maybe communicate with them?
Can't hurt to try.
And usually only greater undead can understand language. The greater undead are the most dangerous.
They don't
So-
seem to be trying to attack us, so that's good.
Well, if they're scared of the light, then that can be why they're not attacking us.
The way they keep moving around, it's almost like they want to come towards this awful pile. But they still can't hurt to try to see if maybe they can communicate. Maybe one among them can.
So as you are you like descending down and sort of clambering off this pile of bodies?
I want to get off the pile of bodies, but I kind of want to take the tiny piece of rope with me. I think I'm waiting for the others to get down. I'm just cutting off like the bottom few inches of rope that has light spell attached to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start to clamber off the pile of bodies, but staying within the radius of the light.
Okay. So as you two begin to as all of you begin to clamber off this pile, probably the first like foot or two of piles is sturdy enough, but the lower you get down, it's a little more slick and rotten, almost as if it's been here for a while. But surely enough, you hop down and you just see yourselves surrounded just by these small diminutive creatures.
How many of them are there?
Probably about a good 25, 30.
Oh, that's a lot of them.
but they don't really seem to be paying you any attention. Any that you tend to get near, they seem to be just be looking through you. Their eyes just fixated on this pile of dead behind you.
You kind of want to burn the pile, but I don't want to do it until we go to leave, because I don't want to burn our only way out.
They seem to be pretty focused on that pile. Do you think they, I don't know, eat them or something?
And as you're having this conversation, you begin to feel small tremors in the stone underneath you, as the thundering sound of 2 heavy footsteps and something dragging behind it begins to grow ever closer to you and your friends.
I not find out what that is, but we do. Is it coming from the direction that we thought we heard survivors, or a different direction?
It's coming from deeper inside this room, yes. Once you're down here, you can see that as expansive this room is, with the dim light generated by this spell, you're probably in by a 30 by 30 alcove. And it sort of goes from the north, it just goes deeper into the into whatever this underground area is. You can see again scatterings of light every now and then out there, and whatever is making its way towards you is coming out of sight towards the lip of the alcove.
Should we hide? I feel like we should hide.
Probably best, but I
What do we do about the light?
can try covering it, but it's not.
Do the footsteps sound like they've got like considerable speed, like they're going to be here any moment type of thing, or
Not speed, but just the gait of its steps seems to be carrying it forward than what you would consider to be more than average for people your size.
okay? Then before we run out of time here, I'm going to approach the very edge of the light, like the border of right where these other creatures are, and just gauge their reaction as I approach. See if they even care that I'm getting closer to them.
They don't even seem to pay you any mind. You're not even sure if they can see you, because as you're getting closer, there's no adjustment, there's no tilting like of their bodies that get a look at you. They're all just standing there fixated front and center.
Okay, I'm gonna try to, as calmly as I can, step out of the light and just like pass through them. Like, trying not to bump into any of them, but there's a lot of them there, so chances of bumping in are probably pretty high. But
You sort of wiggle yourself between them. It's like little slight bumps, but anytime you bump any of them, they sort of just like move and just maintain their position.
okay, I'm gonna try and find a place to hide then.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll. Hold on. Before you give me that stealth roll, what are the other two doing?
I want to try and hide as well.
Okay.
Seeing Sylvia move through them without them having much reaction outside of the light, I will try and like bury that piece of cloth into my bag.
Okay.
To try and darken it.
As soon as you bury that piece of cloth into your bag, you notice all those little undead rush the bodies and begin tearing at them and like pulling out like various chunks of flesh or halves of bodies, limbs, whatever they seem to get their hands on, and they just kind of just pull them into the cloak or into that little linen that's over their heads. And as they do, they turn and they begin to run away from the corpse pile itself. They begin to form like almost a single file line.
I don't like this. I think Asha's gonna change her mind. She's gonna yank that cloth back out and she's gonna toss it on top of the, like, put it at the top of the pile before she hides.
Okay. So as you pull it out and you toss it, and you leave the light area itself, the unfortunate few that are inside of it sort of freeze for a moment as they all burst into like this bright blue flame and just disintegrate into ash.
Oh damn!
Though no reaction happens with any of the survivors that are outside the light.
Then if I have enough time, I would like to cast Pass Without a Trace as we all try to start to hide.
Sure. So what I will do is, let's make this a group stealth check. I don't know who.
Yeah, plus
rolled.
10 to that.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's the Pass Without
without-
Trace.
Okay, yeah. Pass
I
without
stood it
trace
up in case
adds
anyone
a
wanted
10.
to read it. Alright. Of course you do die. Of course you do.
All right, Azrin, what'd you get?
With the Pass Without Trace, 25.
Nice. Fox
21.
and Gilly.
I got a natural 20 for a 31.
God
All right,
damn, she
so-
vanishes.
As you throw that light up and it like disintegrates some of the creatures, you sort of run back a little ways away, tucking yourself into like a dark corner, and just hunkering down. And about 30 seconds after you do, this large behemoth of a creature starts like lurching in. You're not sure what to make of this thing. It seems to be a patchwork of various muscle and flesh. Its body almost looks like dried leather, like skin that's been out in the sun for far too long. It's got a leather mask like over its eyes, and it sort of like just peels back and clambers down into a collar around its neck. And it's just got this large tooth-filled, you'd want to call it a mouth, but you have a feeling that if it opened it, it would be a pit. Just this massive set of teeth in front of it. No distinguishing features aside from that. Wearing no clothing whatsoever. Its hands seemingly formed out of dragon bone. Maybe claws, you're not sure. But behind it is, it's just dragging this large metal sled. And as it comes to a stop, it opens its mouth and just lets out what you expect is some sort of call. You can't hear it. Though the moment it does that, all these small undead creatures rush the sled and begin just throwing the various body parts and whatever and flesh that they gathered from the pile onto the sled. And as the last one throws it off, they all run back and they stop as that light is once again providing a barrier. This large creature turns around and begins to drag the sled away until it's out of sight.
We gotta find whoever's left alive and get them out of here.
Agreed. If we stay pretty close, we should be able to sneak in. a little better than we normally do, but should I message Max to tell him to come down?
Yeah. You see the size of that thing?
That's gonna be about. I won't have much magical ability left after that.
Then I'll just climb the rope and I'll just tell him to come down.
All right.
All right, and you just hop up on that rope and just easily climb back up. Max,
Max.
Max, it's been about 5 minutes since your friends have gone down into this disturbing looking hole in the sand, and then you see only Toki sort of climbing out.
You need to come down with us now. There's definitely going to be a fight.
All right.
There's a rather large, nasty, undead thing. I don't know what it is. It looks like someone stitched together a bunch of random body parts.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything else is happening up here, so that's no problem. And Dee's gonna go ahead and climb down the rope.
All right, and much like I described to everyone else, by the time you get down to the edge of the rope, you see this lit up pile of corpses, a small linen draped undead creatures sort of standing around the lip of the light, and just the faint sounds of something very heavy walking away and dragging something even heavier.
If there is enough time, I want to break out the magic oil I have.
Okay.
And make both my swords fire.
Most definitely can do that.
Okay, so we'll make that happen.
We are gonna try and sneak down to find the survivors, hopefully without luring this thing.
It's dragging that large sled, so I mean it's going to be hard for it to hear us if it can hear.
Hopefully we can get in and out without, a fight happening, because my sword is still up there. But
Yeah.
it might be hard. Worth a try, though.
Stay close to me. I'll give us a little buff on that.
Little bird, do you have any weapons on you?
Yeah, I have a little hand crossbow, which I thought was a waste of time and effort to even bring with me, but it killed the hag, so, I guess it's good for something.
Well, here, you take one of these, and I'm gonna hand Sylvia one of my scimitars. And then I'm gonna draw a hand axe.
Okay.
So light.
Yeah, it helps when you swing. It helps for them to be light when you swing two of them all day.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Alright. I'll stay towards the middle of the group since I'm the one with the spell to help us sneak better, and then let's head towards the sound of the survivors.
Okay.
Max will take point, as he is wont to do.
I will bring up the rear, I guess.
Sylvia and I will be in the middle.
The little undead things are behind us, and Toki doesn't think they're going to be too much of a difficulty if anyone wants to try and sneak up on us.
Just remember to move quietly.
Man, it's so much more intense when Sirenscape actually decides to work.
Right?
Right?
So you walk down this small alcove, and as you get to the exit, Max, what is your passive perception?
Let me see. What's Steam? 80 is 12.
12. Go ahead and give me perception.
19.
19. So you get right to the edge and you stop, as you can now see into the opening of this this area that you're in. You realize that it's not necessarily just some random underground stone cavern, but somewhat of a relic of the past. An old, long abandoned temple chamber. Various holes have been punched into the stonework walls along the opposite side of this cavernous opening. Man-made structures to be apparent. You can see large drag marks across the stonework from these heavy sleds that are being pulled about. But what catches your eye more is in the centerish of this room and going towards just this large stone door that seems to have scatterings of stretched flesh across it are these what look to be, I'm not going to say pristine, but these bodies are in better condition than the ones that you climbed down on. They seem to be all intact. There's obvious signs that they were in some sort of combat or struggle, as they've got combat wounds on them. And they're lined up in 2 rows on opposite sides of one another. So a total of 4 rows. And this probably about 7 foot tall, fully robed individual sort of walking by like a stone tablet in his hand and just like almost like marking a checklist, stopping at each body, examining it, reaching into its robe and placing a small marker on its forehead before moving to the next one.
Max is gonna kind of lean back to the rest of the group. Asha, Dokumi, do you recognize this ritual?
I'll move up to get a look. If I can recognize whatever this guy's trying to do.
Go ahead and give me let's call it another Arcana check.
Wisdom again?
Yeah.
Or intelligence?
Let's call it wisdom. This is definitely, even by the looks of it, this is some sort of, I'm not going to say holy, but clerical ritual.
Is she making a religion check? Can I assist?
It's not a religion check. It's not a religion check. It's an Arcana check.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
At 23, this die likes me better.
It almost seems as if they're processing the bodies. Sort of if they're, well, if this was back at the Temple of Herona, sort of checking the bodies for any, like, maybe lingering curses, diseases, anything like that that can cause harm to anybody who was in sort of like the entombment process of processing these bodies, and then placing a various marker on each one depending on the findings.
Yasha would share that with the group. I mean, that's what we're typically doing when we're doing that type of stuff.
I don't like this.
I worry that they're not processing them for the same thing the temple would be. Maybe processing, preparing them for burial or any other process, funeral rites, but
Is it easy to get disrupted?
it's
I mean, whatever
not
ritual it is, it can't be good.
nothing magical going on here that you could disrupt. Simply checking for diseases. What they do after that is what I'm more concerned about.
So what's the play? Do we try to... It's not like we can, really stay hidden if there's this one guy in this fairly narrow hallway.
Does this guy look like he's also undead, or is he pretty covered that I can't tell, or...
You can't really tell. He seems to move fairly well for somebody you think. Not even who you think. It's very, I'm just going to say it's very hard to tell just because of the way he's moving. It's very fluid.
We could try to have a conversation with them. But I don't see any... I don't know. I don't know if people are down here doing this because they were captured and forced to, and they don't know that they can now leave, or if they're here of their own volition.
Well, let's
I
let's
cannot
find
imagine
out.
why someone would want to do this.
How about this? You guys stay right here, and I will go ahead and have a little chat with our friend.
Can I cast guidance on him as he walks away from me?
You most certainly can.
May Herona be with you.
I'll need it. He's gonna try and make himself look as least threatening as possible. He's going to just whoop away his scimitar that was in his right hand. But he is going to hold the hand axe behind his back in the other.
Okay.
Excuse me, friend. Couldn't help but notice, this thing you're doing here in this hallway. What is this for?
It stops, straightens itself, and it turns to look at you. You can see underneath, like this, almost like priest-like hood, is just this green skeleton. It sort of like walks up to you. It's real close and starts writing things down. Sort of like lifting up your arm, giving you a good poke. Leans in, and you would assume it's giving you a sniff, but you can't hear anything coming from it. And it just reaches into its cloak, and it places a small stone marker against your forehead. And as soon as it removes its thumb, it falls to the ground as it just turns and begins to process the next body in line.
Huh. Okay. He's gonna pick up the little stone and he's just gonna kind of like hold it to his forehead and, you know, kind of try and play along. But he's gonna lean back and he's like, okay, as long as we don't appear threatening, it seems like all it's going to do is give us a quick once-over, and then we can be on our way. Make sure to keep the little thing that he gives you. I don't know if that's important, but I'm not taking a chance.
As you come back and you talk to the group, the skeleton sort of like raises its hand up. A small orb appears. He just takes it and he throws it down into the ground. And every one of the bodies that had been marked with a stone tablet begin to levitate off of the ground.
Does Max levitate?
Max, are you holding on to your tablet?
I was pressing it against my forehead. That was...
As you are like levitated up off the ground. And it's not like, you know, levitating standing up. You're now like light as a feather, stiff as a board style.
As Chokimi grabs him.
And you wrap your arms around him as you feel like something pulling him as all of the other bodies begin to go to like separate openings in the temple, depending on the markers that are on their head. And there's like a brief moment where Max is just hovering there, the door's shut, and you fall.
Oh.
As the tile
Now I'm offended.
The tile clambers, like just falls to the ground and makes a very audible click clack. And that skeleton sort of stops and turns.
I'm not letting him do that to me.
And begins to like walk, like almost with a bit of haste towards where Max is at.
Imhotep.
You've got not much time, but you've got a bit of time if you want to make some sort of, if you want to take an action or something in response to it, sort of clambering towards, well, not clambering, but walking towards you.
Fuck it. Hand axe to the dome. Gonna fucking yeet the hand axe that was in my hand.
Right.
A 24 to hit.
Yeah. I need to do something. Trying to get the right. You know what, that works. So you got a 21 to hit.
24 to hit.
24. You whip this hand axe and it goes flying and it just hits the skeleton dead on the face and just detonates it. As the body sort of just like stumbles for a moment and just stands there.
With no head.
With no head.
Oh, good. All right. Now I think is running time.
I mean, if Max is taken off, we have to follow. Don't let him get that far ahead.
As you turn to run, you now see just a wall of those little wispy-like undead just standing there staring at you. And by you, I mean Max.
Okay.
As they like all begin to like almost rush forward towards you and start like gripping at your legs, and you can feel them like trying to like pull you, almost as if like they're trying to pull you apart.
Oh, it's
Can
combat.
I get a strength contest?
Oh, beans. Oh, thank Christ. It's not good. 18?
18. Try as they might, you're able to kick them away. Like it's more like a bunch of annoying children sort of just like poking and prodding at you than anything else. There's like no real strength behind what they're trying to do, and your leggings are pretty much protecting you from the small little nubs of hands that they've got, and you're sort of
Does
like
the light of the flame not disperse them?
it does not.
Okay.
As you start kicking them away, like in agitation, they sort of stop as you hear bone begin to click and clatter as the head of that skeleton begins to reform. And as it does, you see that green skeleton just like wisp its hand away, like just in an arc manner, sort of throwing those creatures back. And then it like raises a hand and sort of just grips its fist and forcefully pulls you towards it. As you see that even though he doesn't have the marker on him, the runic symbol that was on that tile is now sort of like painted onto his forehead.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, shit.
Do I have one of these? I should have one. If I can spell correct.
I'm not kitted out for what's going on. Do not have the right cleric spells.
This is absolutely outside the sphere of the job we were given.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But we're gonna get
The job
paid
was kill the
overtime for
hag.
this, right?
The job was kill the hag, which we did.
You gotta help
and
survivors.
save Rocky, which we're trying to do.
Please tell me that this is actually the actual. Okay, it works. That's good. I think it works. Yeah. Need to take you all to a map.
I
Oh,
presume
no.
that light spell is something I can only do once a day, right? This is my notes on my necklace aren't that good.
Yep.
Okay.
This is definitely something you can only do once a day at the moment.
Yep.
Nobody has the light cantrip?
I have a feeling that it's a special version of the light because it came from my necklace. The light of Verona. I mean, it's kind of in the name.
On the bright side,
Is that right side?
I mean, there
It's all
can
dark
be.
down here.
So as he's being pulled, you begin to notice these runic symbols begin to appear on the stonework underneath you, sort of pulsating in blood. The walls themselves begin to warp and fade as you almost look at you. It almost looks like you are now surrounded by starlight instead of the earthen walls that were previously around. Max, as you're being pulled towards this thing, you notice that the skeleton itself erupts into like this green into like just a green flame. The robes themselves seemingly resistant to it.
Am I getting Shang Tsung'd right now?
Is it like
Oh
pulls,
man, I really hope not, because you guys are in trouble.
like it pulls you right towards it, like just face to face. It just stares at you for a moment.
I feel as though we maybe got off on the wrong foot.
Just throws you back, almost in disgust.
Ugh.
As you're like thrown back 10 feet. And you just hear echoing through these walls, "The living have breached our sanctum."
Oh, that's not good.
Good news,
Is
everybody.
that-
That means everybody else we were here to save is dead already. We need to go.
We don't know if they're dead.
Oh, fuck you, Rojan.
What?
This fucking...
I love this map. That's really cool.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, it's really fucked up, but it's really cool.
I thought it was cool.
It's really fucking cool. I hate it.
Damn. That is that's kind of twisted. I love it.
That is... It is so next level for how fucked we are.
Those of you who can see it at home, ignore the hit points over the skeleton's head because it doesn't have 13 HP.
Really
Yeah.
starting to regret
That's
leaving my
good. The
sword
hand axe would have
behind.
killed it if that were the case. Oh.
So is that the skeleton dude?
Yeah. So the token itself is just the generic burning skeleton.
Cool and good.
Yay.
What? I didn't do anything.
Right.
It's a lot of accusations being thrown at me right now.
I haven't accused you of anything yet.
I am.
And if I could get everybody to roll me initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck you, dice.
Really?
My only consolation is being a cleric and going towards the back is really not so bad.
We did super good today. Everything's great.
Wow, look at those initiatives.
Yep, we're fine. Everything's fine. This is fine.
God damn.
Yeah, no, everything's great.
All right. So as this starts off at initiative 20, I need everybody here to give me a wisdom saving throw. Minus Spiffy.
Oh, that's not good.
All right, Spiffy, you're going to take 2 points of psychic damage.
No kidding.
Toki, what'd you get?
Was the 16.
16. Sylvia,
26.
26, and Asha,
Also a 16.
16. Sylvia, you're fine. Though your two companions, your foreheads feel a little bit wet as another one of, like, each of you now have one of those runic symbols painted onto your forehead, and they start glowing a soft green color.
At least I have my nice character concept then already in the books.
The skeleton itself, on its turn, focuses for a moment and casts a spell as its body begins to sort of displace itself a little bit, as you can now see multiple copies of it sort of moving in unison as it casts mirror image. And it doesn't seem to move at all. Just standing there. Toki.
Oh. All right. So I'm going to. I'm going to move here.
Okay, so the moment you you go to take movement towards it, and I get a wisdom saving throw.
Another one. Well, that's better. That is a 19.
A 19. There is a brief moment where you begin to move forward and you feel some sort of command trying to hold you in place from taking a step closer to the skeleton. You're able to overpower it, but you're only able to move at half speed.
Okay. I got plenty of speed. And I only want to move there anyway.
Okay.
And then, all right, then I'm going to Tokimi's fists ignite with radiant energy. And I'm going to use Radiant Sunbolt as my attacks.
Let's see this.
And it basically replaces my melee attack with a ranged attack. That is radiant damage, and it follows my monk table.
Okay.
So it's Monk Hadouken. Let's see. I think it's better. Yep. Because I don't have the plus one. All right, so that's going to be 18 is my lowest of these 2
18?
attacks. Yeah.
18 will hit.
Okay. So that is 6. 6. Two times. So plus 4, so that's 9 and 9. So that's 18 radiant damage, 2 separate hits, 9 and 9. I rolled
Okay.
2 5s. I'm
Okay.
gonna spend a point. I'm gonna spend a point of key. So I can use my bonus action to punch again.
Alrighty.
As I do flurry of radiant blows. Okay. That is going to be 19 plus 4 is 21's my lowest, so it's 2 hits again, right?
Yeah. The 21's your lowest.
Oh, that's crap.
Separate these attacks.
Okay, so the first one coming is 5 points of radiant damage,
Okay.
and the other one is 6 points of radiant damage.
6 points. Got it.
And then, in case it decides to move, I'm basically considered to have difficult terrain, correct?
At the moment, yes.
Okay.
It's not difficult terrain. Your speed is just halved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, same thing.
That's an important distinction for Asha.
Okay. So I'm going to step back here. So I'm out of its melee range, hopefully. But it's a wizard, so I don't know.
If
And
you
that's all I
weren't
can
out
do.
of its melee range and it's a medium-sized creature, I'd be worried. I'd be questioning what drugs I'm on.
Hey, not everything that's medium size has, default 30, 30 fucking HP, and
True.
30 speed, so.
Very true. I forgot to tell you, go ahead and take 3 points of radiant damage.
Oh.
As
Okay,
as
well-
like you see your first 3 attacks sort of strike the mirror images that he had just put up, but the second one hits, and as it does, you feel the like glyph on your head sort of burn as you take a portion of that damage.
Okay, well, I am resistant to radiant damage, so I guess
This
that's 1 point.
this ignores resistance.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful. All right.
We're gonna go max. Evie, please do not eat the wires.
All right. I'm going to draw my other hand axe and my sword, and I'm just gonna run up on this dude
Okay.
because don't really have any other choice. And I'm going to attack the shit out of him. Uh, 18 and a 24.
18 and a 24, both will hit.
Okay.
Are there any mirror images left?
No,
Or did Tokumi get rid of them all?
Tokumi took care of them all.
Awesome.
So the 2 strikes that you did, you're gonna take 5 points of fire damage.
Okay. All right. In that case, and it's going to take 9 slashing and 4 fire.
9 slashing, 4 fire.
I'm sorry, you said I take how much damage?
5
4 or
fire.
5?
5.
5 fire.
Yeah.
There we go.
As you notice, the fire damage from your blade doesn't necessarily seem to do any sort of damage. Getting the feeling that it's immune to fire.
Well, can't win them all.
Asha.
We're going to attempt to help out with whatever. Just double checking that this actually works on undead. And it does. We're going to attempt to cast blindness deafness on it. We're going to try and blind it.
Blindness, deafness.
So I need a con save.
On a skeleton? Ah,
It doesn't
it's not
specify it has
immune.
to have eyes.
I was just making sure to see if it was immune because it is a skeleton.
That's fair.
but
That's fair.
It's got to make a Constitution save, you said?
Yes, please.
That is going to be a wonderful Constitution save of 10.
That fails. So it will be blinded for the duration, which is for the next minute. It looks like my description cut off. So, not that. It's okay. At the end of each of its turns, it can make an additional save.
Wait, you have a mark on your head, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom save first. Sorry, I should have made you do that first.
That's okay. Wisdom save of 25.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Okay. It's blinded. Don't have anything. She's not aware of the damage. What's going on with all the damages? So maybe this one will be different. I don't know. We're going to attempt to toll the dead on it as well. So it's going to have to make a wisdom save now.
That is a nat 24, 19.
All right, nothing happens.
Anything else?
Yeah, I will move forward. Is it half speed still?
Half speed still, yes, for you.
Okay, so we'll just go there because that's
Okay.
half speed.
Sylvia.
That at least puts us there.
Max, is the scimitar that you gave Sylvia also fire damage at the moment?
So, sort of. It deals slashing damage and additional d6 fire.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
But the normal damage is just a d6 plus your strength or dex, your choice.
Yeah, scimitars are finesse and light.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. I am going to start by doing what I did in the hag fight. I'm going to use my last key here for the day and call forth the spirit guardians once again for a 15-foot radius around me.
Hey, Evie.
And where's the ruler?
Good spell. Good spell.
Then I'm going to move to here.
Oh, I need to.
Evie,
So
come
the
on.
skeleton guy will have to make a wisdom save.
Skeleton must make a wisdom save.
Yep.
That is a 2 for a grand total of 1.
That is going to fail. So he is going to take... that's a decent-ish roll. That's going to be 17 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then In my offhand, I am going to pull out my hand crossbow, which is also a light weapon. So I've got the scimitar in my main hand and hand crossbow in my offhand. But that spell was my action, so that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Top of the turn order at 20 initiative. Sylvia, can I get a wisdom saving throw from you?
You sure can. It's one of my specialties. 19?
19, you are fine. The rest of you are going to take 4 points of psychic damage.
Oh, we don't get another save?
Nope.
Oh, we're screwed.
Nope.
How
Already
much
been
damage?
marked.
How much do we take?
4. And then the skeleton's turn.
And he's starting his turn in my aura, so he needs to make another wisdom save.
That's going to be an 11.
That's going to be a failure, so he's going to take another 17 radiant damage.
Oh, I should probably make a con save on the blind.
At the end of its turn, right? Or at the start of it?
Oh no, I had the con save because I took damage.
Oh.
I'm concentrating. I passed that though. But yes, it can make a save at the end of its turn.
Okay. Blinded, it can't really do much. So it's gonna make a short sword attack here against Max at
Hopefully I have
disadvantage.
Nice. Guys, I did something useful.
Max,
for
I
once.
don't think a 6 hits you.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so we're gonna have to take a quick break here, because I need to help load up dogs because we were watching them for my sister. So we're gonna go ahead and take our quick 10-minute break here, get up, stretch your legs, everything like that, and we will come back with more combat.
All right.
Sounds good.
Watch out, little cat. Okay. We are back. It's
Almost
Cliff
okay is what I
Gaming.
call this.
It's Cliff Gaming. Thank you for that raid. Sorry we were away while that raid happened. But we're back now, and I promise I can't make that promise, but I will try not to kill anyone.
Try being
Skeleton.
keyword.
Skeleton completely biffed their attack.
Yeah.
It's going to try to make it.
Hey.
It's what is it, Gilly? A Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
That might actually make it. That is, I rolled an 18 for a total of 17.
Yeah, it makes it.
Okay.
Look, I saved us from a round of spellcasting.
Good job.
I did something.
And we're gonna go to Toki.
Okay. So I gotta move.
Before you move, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, 21.
21. Okay. You once again feel that sort of that resistance trying to like stop you from doing anything aggressive towards the skeleton, but you push through it once again and you can move half speed.
Yeah. And 18 is my lowest.
That'll hit.
18. I'll look for that later.
Separate these rolls too.
Okay. So the first one is 8 radiant, and the second one is 9 radiant.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it. I'm saving my key. I only have 2 points left.
Gotcha. Go to Max.
All right. I'm just gonna hit this thing. Hopefully a lot.
Fair.
Let's see. Uh, 17 and 19.
Both will hit the skeleton. Oh shit! Before you do, I'm sorry. I need a wisdom saving throw.
You didn't last time.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot.
No.
You got away with it.
21.
21. Okay, yeah, you can make your attacks.
7 slashing.
7 slashing.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nah, man, that's it.
Alrighty. Asha.
Gotcha. Do I need to make that wisdom save again?
Yes, you do.
Natural 20 for 27.
You're good.
So moving half speed again. Oh, let me get back onto my mouse. Probably 5, 10, 15. Go there. Spells. I'm actually probably going to chuck down one of those healing bombs right here so it hits both of my allies here.
Yep. Max, when that healing bomb goes off. Can you give me a wisdom save?
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. 6.
Okay. Gilly, how much does the healing bomb give everyone?
11 points
11.
of healing.
Max, take 5 of that.
Right.
I just got 5. And Sylvia will get 11 as well. It's my action, so that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay. Sylvia.
I think I'm going to move to here.
Okay.
Then I'm just going to start swinging with this scimitar. If I can find my D20. There it is. Scimitar is martial weapon, right?
It should be, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that'll be 21 to hit.
21 most definitely hits. It's a skeleton and pretty much pajamas.
Great. Fair. That is going to be 6 slashing damage. And we're going to swing again. Because we can't. Oh, that one might not hit. 16.
16 will hit.
Nice. That's much better. That's going to be 10 slashing damage. And because we still have our bonus action, we're going to use our bonus action to make an offhand attack with our hand crossbow, which is going to be at disadvantage because it's point blank.
I am so fucking stupid.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 hits.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Skeleton in pajamas. I'm not kidding.
It's casting a ritual and it's on fire. Listen.
So it's going to take a whopping 3 piercing damage from that.
Woo.
And that's going to be the end of our turn.
Okay. Top of the order. Sylvia, can I get that wisdom saving throw from you?
You sure can. That's going to be an 18.
18, you're good. Everyone else, you take a whopping 1 point of psychic damage.
I'll need a wisdom save at the start of his turn.
Oh, that's right, because of the wisdom save is going to be a whopping 11.
11 is not going to make it, so he's going to take... Ooh, that is... Oh, that was almost a good roll, but one of those had to be a 1, didn't it? That's going to be 16 radiant damage.
16. Okay. It's gonna try to make another short sword attack against Max. This time not at disadvantage because it's no longer blind.
It can certainly try.
No, it can't. I don't think an 8 hits you.
Nope.
Now it has no excuse for swinging wildly.
My dice are still revolting against me in this game, apparently. Toki.
All right. Just using my Radiant Fist. Oh, 2 17s.
Both will
So
hit.
that's two. So that's 2 21s.
Both will definitely hit.
Oh wow, that's a good one. 5 and a 6. So 9 radiant for one and 10 radiant for the other.
Okay. Go ahead and take 5 radiant damage.
Okay, so is that 2 or 3? Because I'm resistant.
You're not resistant with this one. It ignores resistance.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it bypasses.
As the reason why you're taking this damage is it's using a reaction.
Yeah, I know.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Max.
So, the reason why I'm an idiot, and the thing that I noticed, is that I have not been attacking enough times per turn.
Woohoo.
You know, now that you pointed it out, I now noticed that too.
And I did the same thing last week against the hag too. So this time I'm going to use my full attack action. For which I have acquired more d20s.
When the fighter forgets how many attacks they have. They
Fuck
have
me running. Okay.
What'd you get?
All right, so that's a 6, 9, 10, 12.
Were any of those a 1?
One of them was, yeah. The 6.
The 6. Jesus.
Yeah. Does any of that? I'm assuming the highest one was a 12.
The 12 hits.
I don't know. Yeah, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Pajamas don't provide much armor.
For the 1 that you rolled, what weapon was that on?
It would have been the scimitar.
The scimitar. Can you give me a saving throw for the scimitar?
Sure. What ability score?
Constitution. Not your Constitution, it's Constitution. So it's just a straight up Constitution saving throw.
Straight die.
Oh.
Straight D20.
Okay. Oh. So just a straight D20, and then that's an 8.
An 8. Okay. So it becomes slightly damaged. So it's going to have a -1 to damage rolls.
Hate that.
Until you can repair it.
God, this is bullshit.
It's what we signed up for, though. Roger's unique brand of bullshit.
Hey.
Anyway,
hey,
fucking
you get my
damage.
unique brand of magic items as well, so it's a payoff.
Yeah.
I've got Smith's tools. I'll try and repair it when we get back to the town for you.
How much damage did you do with the attack that hit?
7.
7? Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Asha.
I'll make my wisdom save to see if I can continue to move. It's not terrible. 19?
19, you're fine.
Okay. I'm going to move another 15 feet in, so I'm actually right next to this thing. And for the first time in this campaign, she's actually going to pull out the mace she carries on her. She's going to give that a swing.
You know, I thought that was just something that was in the art. I didn't know that was an actual weapon you had.
Yeah, it's an actual weapon. She carries a mace. She just doesn't like to use it. So, the only reason she is because these are already undead, so she doesn't feel as bad. So I'm going to make a roll, and if this succeeds, I'm also going to use a Midgard weapon option.
Ooh.
Of Rib Shatter.
Ooh.
So it says make a single attack roll with your mace. This attack does normal weapon damage, and the target must make a con save. On a failure, it's stunned until the beginning of the next turn, and if the damage dealt was greater than its maximum hit dice, it's stunned until the end of its next turn.
Very nice.
So, Jesus fuck, I don't know what this dice is on today, but I'm actually quite happy. For once. My mace, that's gonna be a natural 20 for a 25.
Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be...
Brutal critical.
It's only a total of 15 bludgeoning damage.
Well, That's fine. That's enough to take it down.
Oh,
Only 15.
what the fuck is up with Asha?
So because it is a skeleton, it is vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. So it takes 30 points of damage.
That explains a lot.
Oh, it's Dark Skull skeleton.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
You know, this makes sense for Asha. She never uses the damn mace. Of course, the first time she uses it, she masters something to beat pieces.
But as you strike it down,
Oh, it explodes.
Oh.
I need
I guess.
the three of you to give me dex saving throws. Why is there an arrow pointing between Toki and skeleton?
Oh, I thought I hid that. Sorry.
I don't see it. But you can see everything, though.
Yeah, a DMC's
Oh,
DMC's
okay, yeah.
Okay, so we'll go around here. Sylvia, what'd you get?
17.
17, you're good. Asha,
8.
8.
Seems fitting.
You're gonna take 8 points of fire damage. And Max,
22.
you're fine. As it sort of just like shatters and explodes.
Look, Asha was not
A
expecting
large
this.
part of the remnants sort of like throw themselves onto Asha, probably because the strike weakened it more in that area, so you're just catching like the residual shrapnel.
Yeah.
There's
She's not
a-
used to
so
being
is-
up close on these things, too, so...
So is that why you don't usually use your mace? You just explode things?
I honestly don't know. This is maybe like the second time I've actually used this on anything other than a training dummy.
I'm checking everyone's foreheads.
And you see the marks on both Max and Asha, and they could see it on you.
All right, we need to figure out how to get rid of this because
As
this is not good.
this skeleton sort of explodes and everything, the strange night sky visage that it was around you sort of fades as you're back, and you're standing in like the center of this small, not small, but this large abandoned ruin. As you're standing there, you could see on the stone underneath your feet a very familiar symbol, as you once again see that vertical eye symbol sort of painted onto the stonework itself in what looks to be dry blood.
If we destroy this symbol thing, you think it'll remove the mark on our heads?
Hey, for all we know, leaving could get rid of the marks on our heads.
Got it, but I would like to get rid of the symbol.
Isn't this the same symbol that is on Kalis' head?
Yes, Kailis
It
does
sure
have the same
is.
symbol. I don't know who Kalis is, though.
Kalis is a Klingon.
However, Kailis doesn't have a symbol.
On your house. Yes, that symbol is very relevant to my very sad backstory.
Goddamn paladins. I don't have anything to paint. Why? I do. I don't know if that's gonna work. Anyway, worth a try. I do have that bit of the poison from the scorpions.
No,
Can
I
I
don't
pour
use
that across, like in an X mark across this eye to see if I can dissolve some of the blood?
I'm just gonna
Okay.
pour some water on it.
So you sort of bring the acid or this poison across the eye painting, and it doesn't really seem to do much.
Okay, that's all I really had to try.
I'm gonna pour some water and just see if I can rub, like, just break the image.
Try as you might, it remains.
Where's prestidigitation when you need it?
That's how I was thinking too.
None of y'all are wizards.
I'm not the only ones that can take that spell.
Hey, I can have pack magic. You don't know.
He would know. He's
Yes.
the DM.
Is there any like cracks and stuff in the stone below us, or is it like perfectly worked stone that this is drawn on?
It is old worked stone. It isn't like it's necessarily cracked, but you can definitely see that it's sort of given in a little bit to the passage of time. It isn't as smooth as it once was.
Is there enough like micro fractures in the stone for the water that was poured on it to like flow into the stone itself, like dissipate into the stone? I ask because the intent is, if that is
Do you
the
have
case,
stone cutting or stone working?
I don't.
Go ahead. We're going to call it a survival check at disadvantage.
Okay. It's a 15 and a 16 on the die, so at disadvantage that will be a 22.
You notice that one of the stones, the water seems to have drained a little bit into it, as a bit of the imperfections are showing.
Okay, I'm gonna take my water skin and dump it out in that spot, and wait until the water kind of absorbs into the stone, and then I'm gonna use shape water on it to freeze the water in an attempt to have the expansion of the ice crack the stone further, damaging the symbol that's on it. Just going off of real world stuff, ice has really fucked up my patio outside, so hopefully it'll do the same here.
Yeah, like you pour it in, you sit there, and you probably wait a good 2-3 minutes for as much of the water as you suspected is going to be absorbed into there. You shape the water into ice, and sure enough, it just destroys the stone.
I don't know if that affects whatever was going on here, but it's something at least.
I get the feeling that the more of these symbols we take out, the better it is in the long run anyway.
So
Big
real
question.
quick looking around, is there any remnants of that skeleton left? Like, I know it exploded, but like shards of bone or dust or anything?
There's
Pull them out of
still
my skin.
there are shards of bone sort of just scattered across the floor, and the now tattered robes that it was wearing.
If I'm able to, I'd like to collect some of those shards and just put them in one of my empty healing potion bottles.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. As you're all sort of fidgeting with this symbol on the ground, you begin to hear another heavy set of footprint or footfalls approaching the main chamber that you're in, coming from across the way into like one of those man-made caverns.
If that's the big guy, we don't want to get caught by it.
Yeah, I don't think we can handle a fight with that guy right now.
No, but I really don't want to leave anyone behind in here. Does it still sound like there's some live
There does.
survivors in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we tell from where?
Let's make a group perception check here. Since this area is a bit cavernous, you know, sound does tend to carry.
That's fair.
Perception.
Toki, what'd you get?
Hold on. Perception plus 3, 19.
19. Sylvia.
10.
Asha
15.
and Max.
14.
You take just a quick moment to listen to the sound sort of emanating and echoing off these walls. And you have a good feeling that a majority of the voices that you have been hearing are coming from the cavern wall, or the cavern opening where the footfalls are coming from.
Mhm. So we wait for it to go by and then sneak in.
I mean, why don't we try and hide again? Don't move too far. The buff is still going because it lasts for an hour. Assuming it hasn't been an hour since we cast Pass Without a Trace.
It most definitely hasn't been an hour.
Okay. So why don't we try and hide, let it pass, and then attempt to go further in.
All right.
Stealthily.
Let's get a group stealth check then.
With a plus 10.
With a plus 10. Toki.
It's an 18. So with plus 10, 29, plus stealth, 33.
Sylvia.
29.
29. Asha
24.
and Max.
I was not in that Pass Without a Trace. I got a 12.
How are you not in the Pass Without a Trace?
I was outside when you cast it.
Doesn't matter, it's stuck to me. It's all you have to do to be 130 feet me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, 22.
Okay. So, quick thinking, you all duck behind a pillar. As another one of these large, twisted, leathery skin giants sort of lumber out of this hole in the wall. And you can see that it's holding an individual by its hair, as like just out, kind of like a holy person will hold like a censer. And they just begin to walk slowly.
Are they alive?
Kind of looks like it.
Mhm.
Like if they're alive, it's alive-ish, like not really fighting much. But if you were to stand there and like analyze the body, you could possibly see some sorts of movement in it. And it walks through into the temple room, and it stops in front of that large flesh-shapen, flesh-covered door as it holds the body up, and it lets just out a soft scream. Definitely not really in conjecture to the size of its body. It sounds like a normal person screaming. But as it does, you notice the body sort of stiffen up as the hands like begin to like stretch outwards and the muscles begin to tense. And then you just hear bone crack and flesh tear as the opening, or as the front part of its body splits open. And you see the hag fall out of the body.
Oh.
And she stands and just pops her shoulders and adjusts upright. And this creature just lets the now skin suit sort of flop next to her, and she whispers something, and it stands up.
That's
And
a
she
lot of bullshit.
waves
So,
off
so
this
the thing
giant.
she was holding by the hair turned into the hag.
The hag pretty much was birthed out of it. Like it ripped from skull all the way down, and she sort of just fell out. And then
Okay.
it dropped the remnants, and it turned into pretty much one of
A
those
snuggie.
husks, those skin snuggies. And she just waves off the giant as it turns and slowly begins walking back towards that the cavern opening. She pulls out a wand and she points it at the door itself, and just with a flick, the door slowly parts open and she begins to walk in.
That's
Can we
whole
get a
lot of
quick
bullshit.
glimpse of what's on the other side of the door?
I'm going to say from where you're at, yeah, you look inside, and it's not stonework, but it looks like the inside, like fleshy walls, like the inside of a stomach or something. As she walks in, the door just slowly shuts behind her.
We gotta find Rocky and get the hell out of here.
Agreed.
Disagree. That means we still have a job to do down here.
I don't know if I have it in me to take her on again.
I don't know if I have enough left in me for another fight.
I'm doing okay for the most part, health-wise, but I mean, discretion is the better part of valor.
She's still picking pieces of bone out of her skin.
And I do still have the orb from Verventrix. If you want to go after her, Max, I'm with you, but I don't have much left.
I think it's better to get Rocky, get him back to safety, rest up, and come out again.
I tend to agree with that action.
I mean, assuming that not all of this isn't just a trap anyway.
There is that possibility.
I'd rather find
We
out it's a
kill
trap
her,
and know that
this
we did
all goes
everything we
away.
could. Does it?
We don't know. We killed her before.
Maybe she just rebirths herself.
Then we have to kill the thing that keeps rebirthing her.
Or
Well,
we kill her while her abilities are suppressed by Verventrix's orb, assuming it works.
That is a wild assumption that I'm not sure I trust.
And I feel like if we attack her while we're in here, we're going to have an army of undead on top of us as fast as we go in there. This is her domain.
So, has all been her domain. We are never going to be at the advantage to fight her. Period.
No, but we
That's
don't
how
have to be at
that's
a
how a
severe,
hag works.
we don't need to be at a severe disadvantage.
our healer is low on spell slots,
I have one, maybe two
And-
spells left in me.
and our
And if you take a look at Asha, she's not looking great either. A lot of cuts. A lot of bleeding.
If we were all rejuvenated and in this situation, Would we be going after her, or would we be leaving?
I mean,
Well,
if we were at full strength, I mean, we'd be going after her, I guess. We know we
yeah,
can
I was.
save her.
Asha, do you agree with that?
I do, yes. But I don't. The state we're in now, I'm worried we might lose people, and I don't want that.
Okay. Max, here's your sword back.
Thank you.
I'm gonna reach into my pocket, and pull out a little card with the symbol of a temple on it, and I'm going to hold it up. Herona, it's about damn time you answered me. And I'm going to use the temple card that I pulled from the deck a while back.
I forgot you had that.
So you raise this card into the air and you call out Harona's name. And the room around you goes black. You lose sight of your friends. The noise, the groans, the wails stop. And then you're in a small, single room temple. In front of you is a bright burning brazier. And as soon as you gain your bearings into the room, the flames erupt into that of a shape of a phoenix. The one who questions why I do things. The one who questions my motives. And the motives of those who follow me. It is a cruel fate that we are bound together. What is it that I can assist you with?
Much as it pains me to ask for your help after days, years of being ignored by you, we're out of options. I need my sword back, and me and my friends need to be at full strength again.
I've never ignored you. Did you know this?
I prayed to you every day, every single day, and not once did you respond. Not once did you help. That's not ignoring?
You mistake me not giving you a verbal answer for me shunning you, me ignoring you. My actions guided those who would help you. While we gods are strong, overbearingly so, there are limits to how we may interfere in your lives. I did not ignore you. I heard your cries. I heard your pleas. And I did what I could to assist you.
You did what you could, but still I had to spend years down there. I had to forget everything of who I used to be. I had to suffer. I had to cry, I had to scream, I had to curse your name for years. What you did wasn't enough, Harona.
You can actually feel a bit of hurt sort of emanating from this phoenix when you say that. My child, it pains me to hear you say this. I wish I can offer you more of an explanation to soothe your mistrust, to calm your anger. But the only explanation that I can offer is that I am bound. You who walk the mortal plane have your rules and laws that you must follow. And we have a very strict rule that we must follow. Even to our chosen champions, we can offer very little aid. But what binds us today, and your request I shall fulfill.
I won't thank you for what you're doing for us today, but that doesn't mean I'm not grateful. Assuming we even make it through this. I'm not ready to let you back in yet, but my friends need you. And that's enough of a reason for me to reach out.
And there's just a soft pause. I would say go with my blessing, child, but I do not wish to insult you. When you are ready to forgive, I will be here. I will not abandon you. I will not shun my eyes away from you. Even now, as my cat moves my microphone. Hello, Evie. And then steps on my keyboard. Even now, in these times of your doubts, I watch over you. Your friends will be protected. You will be protected. Get your rest. Do what you must to prepare. And may the ever-burning flame guide you to victory. And as her words finish, you're sort of right back where you were. But in your hand, instead of the card, is your sword. And in the other hand, a soft red candle. This candle, while it still remains, will generate an aura of 30 feet around you, which will hide you from anything with an evil or ill intent.
And that aura, is it just for me or is it for any allies within the 30 feet?
Anyone you consider a friend and ally will be shielded from any harm while inside the aura of this candle. This candle has an 8-hour burn time. Start of every day. You may roll a d6. On a 6, the candle reforms.
Okay. Now, is that something that I'd be able to like light and then place in like a lantern that I carry on my hip or something, and I can have it active like in battle type of thing, or is it I have to be holding it?
It has to be pretty much be placed stationary, and it's kind of like the little dome spell.
Okay, gotcha.
It just protects you.
Gotcha.
A tiny hut.
It's a tiny hut. Just instead of like just an invisible dome around you, it is just a shielding light that makes you invisible to anything with ill intent.
That would have been very handy when most of us got slaughtered in our sleep.
Yeah.
A few days back. All right, good to know. So I will tuck the candle away in my pouch and turn to look at everyone. Sylvia is visibly very tense. Like it's very obvious she's holding back a lot of emotion of some kind. But she kind of grips her sword and looks at everyone. How are you all feeling?
How are we feeling?
Gil, if you said anything, I don't think it picked up.
No, I was going to, and then Spiffy asked this question. Now I'm waiting for his answer. It's the same as before. You're gonna get the answer of sore and tired. We need to push on and at least see if we can save anyone.
I think we might be able to rest here, believe it or not. I called in a favor. And I was given this candle here, and it will emit an aura that I think will protect us if we stop here and rest and recollect ourselves. I have my sword now. So if we do rest, we'll be back to full strength.
I mean, that's helpful for us, but what's going to happen to Rocky and the others while we rest? Do we want to try and find them first?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to them. I don't know what has happened to them.
We don't even know if they're alive.
There's sounds of people being alive down here.
Is that actually what you hear, or is that what you want to hear? Because the moans of the undead are very similar to the moans of the trapped and the trapped living. We don't know what shape these people are in, if they're even alive. And if they are alive, are they going to be able to climb out of there?
I mean,
Hell,
if they
how are
are,
we going to climb out of here?
if they are alive, and we have something that will allow us to rest down here, would it allow them to as well?
Anyone that I consider my my ally, I think, will be protected by it. As long as they're within 30 feet of it.
Look, if you guys say you're not comfortable continuing on to find these people, I will accept that. As I said before, I will not trade their lives for yours.
My main concern right now is the job we were actually sent to do. While we do at least have the element of surprise, if we go for what we think are survivors, and we are wrong, then we trigger the trap that is set for us.
I've been trying not to think about it too hard because I really want to believe that Rocky is okay. But when that messenger that looked like him delivered its message and turned into sand, I admittedly very concerned about that, because that seemed more like something that the hag does than Rocky. I mean, she's the sand, I don't know, queen monster. I've never heard of being able to make a sand messenger like that as something that just a normal person can do. So it's very possible that she sent that message and made it look like Rocky, knowing that it would lure us here.
If we're going to use this candle and rest, I can attempt to contact Rocky without hopefully giving away our position. I obviously won't tell anyone that we're here. The most I'll do is say we're on our way and ask him how long he thinks he can hold out. Since I have to know the person to say, or at least have a description of them, I'll be obviously sending it to him. It should only go to him unless some other magic interferes. And hopefully he can respond, and then we'll know whether or not he's alive down here. But that will take the last of my magic.
Probably a good move. Do that, and then we can rest.
So I will use the last bit of my magic to cast Sending to Rocky.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing this before or after the candle?
Let's hope for it to go back up. Given the amount of noise I have to make in order to cast Sending, Asha would want to wait until the candle was lit, if everyone else was comfortable with that, because this will use the last of her magic.
Yeah, seems reasonable. So if we are gonna rest here, then we would find somewhere, I think, off of the pathway, but preferably still with the flesh door in line of sight, so we can see if the hag leaves.
Okay.
Once we're in a spot that's out of the way, then I will light the candle.
Okay. You have a feeling that if you go back towards the back wall of this place, near the alcove where you were at, like keeping in mind that one of those one of those sled giants may walk by, you can easily position yourself to where you'll have a clear line of sight of the door and still be able to have your protection up.
Sounds good.
Okay. So as you light the candle, the soft calming light begins to extend from it for about 30 feet, and any sort of feeling of dread or anything like that just sort of washes over you, or washes away from you, as your mind at least is calm. Asha, you can use your sending spell if you wish.
Yep. The message she'll send is, got your message. We're on our way. It will take some time to get there. How long do you think you can hold out?
You know the message was received, but there is no response.
I feel like he received it. I just haven't heard anything back.
If he received it, then that at least means he's alive, right?
Yes, he is alive. Be alive. Maybe he just can't talk right now.
I think we just need to hope that he can hold out while we recuperate, and maybe we can take out that hag.
Hopefully.
Well, she may call this place like her lair or whatever, but I mean, the room that she went into looked like it was made of flesh, right? So at least if we fight her in there, we won't have to worry about her burrowing into sand, because the ground will be
Possibly.
made of flesh instead.
Could be much worse, though.
But it
Your optimism is truly astonishing, Sylvia.
I think it's less optimism and more, I've learned to lie to myself to stave off the dread.
Just still a resilience that most people don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you grow up as a captive of somebody that mind controls you and uses you for their own motives, you learn to cope in strange ways.
It's still a good
There's
thing that
a
you...
lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Even if it's lying to yourself now, there could be one day where you truly feel that way.
Maybe.
And each day that goes by, at least it's a day that... Or you might reach the point where what happened is just something bad that happened to you, and it's not something that defines you as who you are.
As you're having this conversation, Sylvia, you notice slowly but surely the markings that were on their forehead slowly begin to fade away.
Oh, that must mean the candle's working. That's good to know. Your little brands that you were given, they're fading away.
Well, that's good. I think maybe we should set up some sort of watch schedule to at least keep an eye on what's going on around here.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Watch for more of those big guys and watch to see if the hag leaves. And take turns so that the rest of us can somehow sleep. I mean, I feel a lot calmer than I did before the candle was lit, but sleeping in this flesh prison still feels like an almost impossible task.
It is hard to sleep with all the sounds of either the survivors or the damned. Or both.
So who wants to take first watch?
Yeah, sure.
I'll take next.
Yeah.
I can do third if need be.
Yeah, I don't have like a sleeping bag or anything, so I guess just looking for the most comfortable looking spot on the floor.
So I will say, while you are in the zone of this candle, any place you lay is comfortable.
That's good. That'll make things a little easier.
I shall probably give you. She has her sleeping bag. She'll probably pass that over to you so you can sleep on that.
I'm not taking your sleeping bag, Asha. You need it.
No, I don't. I've slept on worse.
You're the one that's going to be keeping us alive in there. You need it.
And that can only happen if you keep the monsters off of me.
I've spent... Wow, why is everything that I say about my past incredibly sad? I've spent years sleeping on the floor.
Oh my god, take the sleeping bag.
I think you
And that's
should
why you
have
can sleep on the sleeping bag.
You
take
okay?
the sleeping bag. She's used to sleeping in a goddamn barrack. So this is still going to be better than that.
Okay, how about
It's
this?
fine.
We
Yeah.
roll up both ends of the sleeping bag so that we can sleep like head to head and use it as a pillow. That way we both get a pillow at least.
Alright. Compromise.
Max is like, I'm just gonna walk out of this protective circle.
But I still I'd rather deal with the monsters right now.
Okay.
As soon as everybody's asleep, yeah, I'm just going to steal the orb from Sylvia and then go fight the hag.
Suicide
she
mission
can't be
sounds a
that
lot
difficult.
better.
So-
Almost fucking soloed her outside.
Yeah. So, true. I will say that Max and Toki, your watches go by without a problem. Asha,
Yep.
about an hour into your watch, you see the flesh-spattered doors open up as the hag walks out, flanked by a large reddish individual.
She looked familiar. It's the
bright-
one that we fought.
A bright yellow ornate vest over like the top part of his body, and just various jewels, like jewels and rings around his fingers. A very neatly kept beard. And much like the vest, he's got a pair of pants that are black but have just like this very vibrant gold trim to it. You notice like on his skin, just various eyes opened up and like darting around, looking almost in like a panicked fashion as he very calmly walks behind the hag. As she slowly just begins to approach the back part of the room, the two of them holding a conversation. So, what languages do you speak?
Not a lot. Just Common and Dwarven.
Okay. So the two of them are having a conversation in a language that you do not understand. And she gets probably about a good 5 feet away from that, like just the border of the light as she turns. And he follows as they go into the alcove itself. How long does that light last?
The light from the necklace?
From your
I
necklace?
don't know. It doesn't say.
Okay, I'm going to say that I didn't know if I gave you time. I'm going to say that it's already dissipated.
Okay.
But you watch them as she pulls out that wand again. And she just drags it across her palm just for like a little bit of blood let out. As she sort of just like flings it on top of this, just against the portion of the pile. And she raises the wand in her hand and begins to chant as you see just this like dark blackish green miasma beginning to like form around the corpse mound as it slowly begins to rock until it becomes just this disgusting looking ball of rotted flesh and bone. And she turns around and she beckons the other individual to follow her, and as he does, this ball of corpses begins to roll after them.
No, thank you.
And she
I've
walks
seen
up
one
the
of those
door,
before.
walks up the stairs, throws her hands, opens to the door, opens wide as all three of them go in, and it shuts.
Not the flesh door, a different door.
No, the flesh door.
Okay, okay.
And that is where we are going to end for this week. So that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Our schedule is a little...
Fucked.
I'm not going to say fucked or wonky, but expect schedule changes for a couple of our shows because of upcoming stuff in some of our cast members' lives. So normally we would have on Tuesdays Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim, which is a game that is run by Tiltbot, but I believe that is on hiatus for the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Coming up on Thursdays would be Mass Effect Horizons. Need to check to see if we're still having that. If not, that will be on pause for a couple of weeks as well. Alternating Thursdays, you have us at Tricorn Isles. That will still be going on. I've got something planned for those who are still available to play. So nobody who has to take time off is missing anything. So it'll be like a little mini adventure you guys are going to be going through. So on the Thursdays that I'm running this stuff, there will be a game on Thursdays. Coming up on Saturday is another episode of Withered Wastes, which is a 5th edition game that I run. Unfortunately, Vigilant 6 is another one of those games that is going to be on hiatus for the main story. I may have something else planned for you guys. So the four of you guys, the four who are still gonna be playing, can play. Still thinking that up, so I'll keep in touch with that group. On alternating Saturdays, we've got the Downfall of Propriety, which is a Bridgerton-inspired game run by Malls. That is still going on. That is not under hiatus, so keep a lookout from there. And then us here on Mondays, you got us on Destiny Forge, which is the horror fest that you saw today. But for now, we are going to head on out. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and we will catch you later.
I'm waiting.
Same